Hello, I'm Lisa Dawson from Mazara Therapies. Today I wanted to talk to you about why you would choose to use derma rollering or microneedling technique as an at-home treatment for your skin. I thought I would tell you a little bit about where microneedling originated from, a little bit about its heritage. So it actually all started with a top South African dermatologist called Dr. Des Fernandez. And he was looking at ways to really tackle stubborn issues like sun-damaged skin, problems with acne and post-acne scarring, stretch marks, those sorts of issues. He hit upon this brilliant idea, which has actually taken the clinics by storm, and indeed I believe a lot of people are now using home rollers for their own skincare regimes to great effect. I choose to use a derma roller in between my salon treatments because it's very effective at sort of boosting and improving the skin tone and texture of my skin. It helps to also soften fine lines and also helps to even out superficial pigmentation issues. Pigmentation's a whole other subject of its own, and there are many different triggers for it. So therefore we need kind of different depths and techniques depending on how long you've had it and where it actually, what actually triggered it in the first place. But getting back to my home rollering technique, also you can hope to improve mild to moderate acne with derma rollering at home, in combination with a few key products. You can get really lovely results. So just coming back to the whys and wherefores of derma rollering, I choose to use, to begin with, a roller that looks like this. You've actually got on this roller today a very low depth, and this is really what I would recommend for home rollering. Rollering is in fact really a very safe technique to use on your skin, providing you follow a few important steps which I'm going to cover with you today. So the reason I'm choosing to roller is because I want to try and help with some pigmentation patches that I've got here and here to even out skin tone. But also I want to increase the cell turnover. I want to invigorate the growth factors within my skin, and it's extremely effective at this. There is no other treatment out there that can give these kind of results actually on improving the functionality of your skin and getting it working at a much younger level. There's actually growth factors that stimulate cell turnover, stimulate collagen and elastin, your skin's natural mattress fibres, to help smooth out wrinkles and fine lines. You can also help to really repair the damaged pigmentation cells known as the melanocytes. You might need to have salon treatments to really effectively work with pigmentation that you've had for a while, in all honesty. But feel free to contact me about that. We can discuss that in a free consultation. But getting back to this technique, I have this morning cleansed my skin, made sure I've removed all traces of makeup. That's really important. You don't want to be microneedling pigments from makeup into your skin. So I've got a fresh, clean skin. I haven't applied any other products. You're not going to do that yet. And it's really unadvisable to add products while you're microneedling, because we use very specific formulations which are identical to filler formulations within salon treatments. Home preparations are simply not suitable at all to use during microneedling, but absolutely wonderful to use afterwards. So I'm going to start up on the forehead area, and I'm going to hold the roller very lightly and not really apply much pressure at all. We're talking feather light strokes, but what I'm actually doing is keeping the roller in contact with the skin at all times. And I'm aiming to do this 10 times in this one area. Now you might find with the forehead, it very much makes you want to sneeze, but you soon get used to it. So I'm working quite quickly. Now you might notice that I started off working crossways, then I worked vertically, and now I'm going to work in a diagonal motion like this, nice and quickly, and then back in the other diagonal direction. So that's that area done. As you can see, I've already excited the circulation. It's nice and pink. That's what we want. That's stimulating the growth factors. And I say it's causing this very nominal amount of micro trauma, which just invigorates all of these healing processes, which really rejuvenate our skin. I'm going to move across the forehead, and just in that same motion, I'm working across. I'm working up, and I'm working diagonally. Now, if you're short on time, because it should take probably about 5 minutes to do, you can do larger strokes down to the brow. That's absolutely fine. I'm just used to working in quite small, methodical areas when I'm treating in the salon. And diagonally back in the other direction. Okay, so the beauty of this particular roller is it's made of titanium, which is one of the strongest metals, as we know. It will last a long time, and it's 100% hygienic. I do actually retail these at the salon, and I would say they're very well made. Because they're made for salon treatment purposes, and you can store it in this little box afterwards for hygiene conditions. So you can now come down in between the eyebrows and work that same area again in that crosshatch motion. So we're working vertically, horizontally, diagonal, diagonal. Now the first time you do this at home, I wouldn't treat the eye area because you're just getting used to it. You can come down and treat this crow's feet area here. I've got to say actually that the sensation is kind of, it's a little bit irritating, hence it makes you want to sneeze. But it's really kind of like an electric toothbrush going across the skin, really. That's another analogy that's helpful. So again, you also want to be sure that you haven't put any fake tan on recently. That needs to be completely off the skin before you start using your Derma Roller. Now, coming down to the jaw, just use quite nice broad strokes along here. Okay, and that way, that way. So literally you just want to be covering the whole of your skin area in that crosshatch motion. Now, when you get up to the eye bone, you don't want to go within the eye socket, okay, it's far too delicate. We can do that in an in-salon treatment, but I don't use rollers for salon treatments. I use another professional technique called Derma pen, which is a vertical pen with cartridges for each client that are disposable, of course, and that vibrates and oscillates very rapidly and makes for a super quick, very comfortable treatment, so we can work at greater depths. to treat different issues within the skin. So I'm now coming up to the mid-cheek area, and again doing the cross-hatching. So I'll do this side of the face, and then what I'll do is I'll show you, again I'm stopping at that bone just below the eye. I'll show you how I treat the nose. Alright, so with the nose, you stretch the nose to the side and come down and treat through here. Now, derma rollering, micro needling, is wonderful for diminishing pore size. What it'll do is revert your pores back to the original size that they would have been in your 20s. It's exciting, isn't it? Okay, so again, tricky, but you want to kind of work along like this around the nose. Okay, and then back the other way. You get the idea. I'm trying to create that crosshatch momentum on the nose, and then what I do is slightly lift the bridge of the nose, and you can roll down the centre as well if you wish. Obviously on the centre of the nose there's no room really, so you're just going to go in two different directions, and that's fine. It's going to really help to improve acne skins terrifically. I can't recommend it enough actually. For mild to moderate acne, it's superb. Now the lip is an area, the top of the lip, which is a bit sensitive, isn't it? It's got more nerve endings than the rest of the face. But I would just work along, yeah, section at a time, like this. And then all the way back and two, back and two. Do not worry if you go beyond the lip line, because to be fair, we actually treat the lips, if clients would like that, in salon to really rejuvenate the lip tissue too and create a nice plumping. So on your first attempt, I wouldn't be including the neck. You need to get used to the technique and the sensation, and then what you can do is do your neck on another night, and your décolletage as well, don't forget that area. I also treat the backs of my hands as well, and I have a bit of an issue with chicken skin on the backs of the arms, you know, that lumpy bumpy texture, pilaris keratosis we call that in the trade. Wonderful for that, works really well, and actually you're toning the skin as well, so if skin's starting to look a little bit crepey, this is a wonderful technique. I won't really teach you how to use the Derma Roller around the eye area, but you can, once you get used to it, you can treat the bone area here below the brow to improve crepiness. But that is something that we do as a specialist treatment within the salon. So what I also should explain is I've used a 0.25mm Derma Roller today. That's the shortest level of roller that we really only recommend for home use. That's not to say that we don't use that depth in salon. We actually do. We use it for helping with, as I say, mild to moderate acne. That's the depth that we use. We use that depth for helping with melia as well. Also for toning and strengthening the skin. Is very good at kind of thickening the skin's texture, particularly good in mild rosacea as well, where the skin becomes much finer and more sensitive. Rosacea clients can experience really wonderful benefits actually with micro needling. It helps to also strengthen the capillaries within the skin as well, amazingly. There are so many different physiological functions that microneedling improves, I cannot recommend it highly enough. So I think where I need to finish off with today is which products I then use after using my Derma Roller. And actually how many times a week I use it. I tend to do it on a Sunday evening. I would be more inclined to do it on an evening because, as you can see, you do have a change of skin colour, which can last a few hours or overnight, but definitely by the next day that will have subsided dramatically. But coming back to the products, I'm now going to apply a hyaluronic acid serum, which is just a really nice, super hydrating, soothing, plumping, nourishing serum. Now, the little channels in the skin have actually started to close down already. But that serum is just going to leave the skin beautifully hydrated. It's like your kind of 8 glasses of water in a day boost. And then I'm going to finish off with my moisturiser. And I'm not using any sort of retinol on my skin today. I would definitely use it tomorrow evening, without a doubt, because what retinol does, as we know, is it's really, really transformative for repairing sun damage, but also helping with post-acne scarring and acne in general. So I'm only actually putting the ingredients on this right side of my face because that's where I've treated just now to show you. And then I'd finish off with my SPF if I was going to do it in the morning. But to be honest, I use an SPF every day because even on a grey day, we're getting UV damage to our skin. But if you were having an in-salon dermapen treatment, then we would always finish that treatment with a tinted SPF 30 so that you leave the salon looking refreshed as if you've just been for a nice jog around the block. You've got, you know, a bit of circulation pumping, but you're looking fresh and bright. And you can indeed use your makeup as normal the following day after derma rollering at home. Okay, so that concludes my piece on the benefits and beauties of using a derma roller at home. I hope you found it informative. If I can help in any other way, please do get in contact.